we've got some of your street lamps here.
Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got.
So, how was it to recreate New York in Budapest?
It was a real honor, but it was a really difficult challenge to do that. We ended up building about 10 city blocks in Budapest, and then taking advantage of streets in the city as well. But yeah, no, it's nice a year out now. I feel like I finally have slept again after being traumatized for a while and fearing that I was going to do the show a horrible injustice. But no, I think we're all really proud of how it turned out.
So, how did you approach it? Like, did you just pour over like photos of what New York looked like?
No, lots and lots of research, months of kind of, both photographs and, visual archives, but then also a lot of nonfiction. We have a lot of historical characters in the story, Teddy Roosevelt, J.P. Morgan. So there's a lot of, reference material to dive into. And sometimes the words are more descriptive than the images. So, yeah.
I love production designers because you guys are the real world builders. What's your approach to production design?
I'd say I'm pretty grounded in kind of gritty reality. So for any project, when I start, I do a lot of research. I really like to dive in and immerse myself in the world, even if it's sci-fi or something a little bit more fantastical. I like to have some sort of root in, I don't know, some precedent in things that have come before. And then from there, diving into character and detail and storytelling, and really kind of extrapolating from the research as much as possible to help round out the world that those people are living in.
And then do you ever work with like any of the other trades, like the costume designer, to like establish like Daniel Brühl's apartment?
Yeah.
Like, do you guys go like, I think he'd have a couple extra jackets here, he's a little messy, he's got the arm.
Yeah, no, of course. I think, it doesn't always work out that way, that collaboration can happen, whether it's time restrictions or otherwise. But on the show, Michael Kaplan, the costume designer, and I spent a lot of time talking about the colors that the characters would exist in, so that there was a through line not only in what they're wearing but in the sets as well. So the color palette is very cohesive in terms of each character's little nook and corner of the story. But yeah, and not only with costumes, but also with the cinematographers and the lighting design. On a show like this, when we didn't have the advantage of electricity for the most part, we really had to spend a lot of time thinking about where the candles and the light fixtures were going to be in the space, and plumb it all for gas instead of electric, so that we could actually see the flame on camera. But yeah, a lot of working with the department.
Awesome. Thank you so much.